Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Some serious gentleman's agreement drama going down last night, but so was there drama in the server itself. Kremp, who has been getting roasted by plenty of players for some time, did a great job on Los Angeles Thieves at the end of the most recent season, and this year's going to be joining Cloud9 to try and take their roster back to where they want to be. But Kremp has not necessarily made so many friends in the CDL, and yesterday we certainly saw some of the reasons why, with some big name players certainly calling him out over the way last night's tournament went. Lots to dive into today as ever. Very much enjoyed your thoughts on the drama in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. First of all, we have lots to say on the way these maps are. Some nerd spots and some things that you're going to want to keep in mind with the way this map is designed. I thought this is kind of cool as well from one of the level designers here, Adam over at TJHaLy, who says, I knew I put the doors somewhere, because you guys remember when, you know, there was all this talk, and understandably, about, oh, well, you know, is it just going to be door central again, right? Because that was the way they were designing the maps a couple of years ago. It was just doors. Every map had bloody doors on. Ramaza lives rent-free in my head still for Modern Warfare 19. Like, I still have nightmares about the doors on that map, and many others, to be fair, as well. Thankfully, they've started to get rid of them again. Even when they brought Crash back and they put doors on it, I'm like, what are we actually doing here? So TJHaLy seemingly kind of taking the mick out of that and saying, oh yeah, like here are the doors on our maps type thing, compared to where the doors might have been on other maps that have been designed over the last few years. Red Card is not necessarily everyone's favourite map, but you know, maybe as Niall says in the replies, there might be bigger problems to worry about. But Paul X says, yeah, I'm going to sell one of my kidneys if we have to play Red Card all year. He's not a massive fan of that one. Thought it was cool as well, Hitch looking back at obviously what's happened over the last few days, the OpTic guys, the setups they had to run the race, which concluded of course now a couple of days ago. But let's have a look at some of these nerd spots, because this was understood yesterday here on the map Protocol. So this is Protocol, and people have started to discover that in the middle of the map here there is a vent where if you throw a grenade into the vent, it will go all the way down through the floor. And this is an intended feature of the map, and I'll explain why in a second and what it might be, kind of, you know, harkening back to on some level as well. So Dashy, or Shotzzy, throws the nade and realizes, hang on a second, this just fell through and blew up right, of course, where the bomb site is, which is crucial for search and destroy. And Shotzzy eventually manages to find where it's coming through. So you can design your own kind of setups on this as well, but Shotzy's kind of mind blown, and then he figures out exactly where the vent is that he's thrown this through and where it's coming out of. So yeah, that's where the nade comes out of when you throw it from the top of the map, and it lands right onto the bomb site. Pretty impactful in search and destroy, it must be said, and very useful indeed if the other team is not running flak jacket. So there's definitely some things to be learned here. Some of you, of course, will be reminded here of Black Ops 2. If you guys, I feel like Black Ops 2 isn't even an OG game really, but it did come out well over a decade ago now. So I'm sure there's many people watching that never even played Black Ops 2, which is kind of sad. Hopefully you played Black Ops 3, but you know, Black Ops 2, fair enough. It did come out in 2012. I know there's some young people out there. But on that game, there was a map called Hijacked that was, of course, notable. It used to be played in, actually, Hardpoint at the start of that game's life cycle. And I think people mentioned this in the replies. Yeah, here we go, actually. So they had a vent on Hijacked by the hot tub, and you could throw grenades through it. You could also throw, like, tomahawks through it, and it would get people downstairs. Now, there was no bomb site exactly there downstairs, I don't think. But there was no, like, flag either. But you could throw things down or up. I think that was the other point, that you could also use the vent the other way to throw things up onto the B flag and the hardpoint, which was about here. But yeah, this is a cool thing they had back in Black Ops 2, and it's also known, I think it was in this clip, yeah. So on Skyline, there is an RCXD route, which you can use here. Now, you guys might know on Nuketown back in the day, and like all the Nuketown maps have had a an RCXD route outside the map that you can use. So this is pretty cool, isn't it? From TJHaLy again, I think it's cool anyway, that they designed these little spots in the map here that people are able to now discover, where, you know, obviously you can't go through here as yourself, but you can send your car through here. And people used to use it on Nuketown. I think even Black Ops 1, like basically every map had like an RCXD spot. You guys can look up YouTube videos, I think, of like RCXD hidden spots, Black Ops 1 maps. I feel like half the maps had like a secret route you could take with it. It was like such a cool feature that the developers used to put into the game, because you know, it's not a massive, like, they don't have to go to the effort of designing it, but it's just really cool when you do. There's a little Easter egg in the game, shows the developers care, I think, rather than just to put it together last minute for no reason. So Shotzzy's discovered one here on Skyline, which, you know, may prove to be relevant as the year goes on. They probably just banned the RCXD, but back in the day, the RCXD, Black Ops 2, for example, the RCXD was actually used in competitive. It wasn't GA'd or anything like that, so, and maybe it shouldn't be, as far as I'm concerned. You can certainly make the case. So, yeah, Traeger cooking some cool stuff here. And there was also this one, though, that I wanted to share, which is, yeah, right about here. This is a wallbang spot here on Vault. Now, we've seen stuff like this. I think it was, well, there's been a few maps. Certainly in Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2, there were maps where this is possible. This, to be honest, is like, this should not be possible. There's no doubt in my mind that you should not be able to wallbang this spot. And the fact that you are is a tricky one, but of course there's a bomb site pretty much exactly where Dashy is standing. You can go up top here, Shotzzy discovers it, aim at this point of the wall bang it. It's not like it takes him 30 bullets. That's the thing, it's like, it's okay if you can wall bang this, maybe to get some information and for like a hit marker, but the hit marker should do like 5 damage, you know what I mean? Like, the wall should be, especially a floor, you should be doing pretty much full damage to a floor. Like, that didn't kill him that much quicker than normal. I mean, what is it, a 5-bullet kill here with the aims? So, and he kills him in 6-7 bullets maybe, right? I mean, actually no, it's 6 bullets. It literally says on the right hand side 6 shots. So this wall didn't take off half the damage. It didn't take off 80% of the damage. It took off maybe 20% of the damage. There's also other things that Shotzzy's discovering. Here we are on Vault again, and have a look at this. So Shotzzy gets 1, gets 2, both of the guys are 1-shots, hops out the window, straight onto the diving board, and then if you jump off the diving board in the right way, he flies across the map. This reminds me a little bit, actually, that first clip there of, you guys remember the Illy clip from Black Ops 3, when Killer was mind-blown because he was like wall hopping, bouncing, wall jumping, or whatever, like ledge sliding on Fringe, and Killer was mind-blown because he was like an OG player seeing the new movement getting used like this. This is kind of what this reminds me of from Shotzzy, right? Because, I mean, somehow he's able to get from top barn to top grannies in like a couple of seconds. That, of course, would be the reference from back then. So, in no time at all, Shotzzy's all the way over at the hard points. This guy is going to be fun to watch this year, there's no doubt. We also saw these two guys. They won the Flank Invitational yesterday, Simp and Shotzzy, $25,000, of course, for the championship dub. But they are both kind of competing with each other for Esports Controller Player of the Year. So they're in the conversation. Whether either of them are going to win, who knows? Certainly Call of Duty has done well at these award shows in the past. But yeah, Shotzzy won the World Championship. Simp, over the course of the year, was probably the better player by the numbers and by the stats and stuff like this. But obviously, it's a matter for debate on some level. But Simp then won the Esports World Cup, but obviously not the big one. So, you know, where do you go from there? This was cool from Zinni, kind of explaining what the $10,000 switcheroo tournament is, happening in a couple of days. So it's search and destroy only, all pros, and then invited players. So Formal, Clay, Octane, Blast, Shifty. It's kind of exciting to see him in there. 100% of respin money goes directly to the prize pool. Team has picked 7 p.m. CT Sundays. That's kind of interesting, isn't it, right? The idea that, you know, it's not like Methods or the guys putting it on and taking a cut of the respin cheese. It's like, all right, we're going to put you into teams. If you don't like your team, you can pay to respin, and that money goes straight into the money that you could potentially win if you go on to win the tournament. But of course, if your respin cheese fails, basically, I don't know if you can just do it again and again and again forever, because some people might be so confident in a certain team that's going to win that they just respin to get the team that they want, and they think, well, I'm paying money, but I'm going to get it back anyway because I'm going to win the tournament. But we got to dive into some of this drama, right? So clips last night were going down with regards to Kremp. Now, Kremp is a fascinating character, really. He's like, obviously a good player. He's got some talent, is prone to the occasional stinker. We know that Preds referred to him as the single-digit demon, right? He was also in drama last year because when he was still in challenges, Kenny, there was some, basically they're playing each other in 8s, and Kenny made a statement to be like, I promise you'll never be back in the league or whatever, like, you're trash, stuff like this. I don't know, he said something like that anyway. And then a couple of weeks later, Kremp was back in the league on Thieves, and he played them in the league. I think OpTic still won, but obviously Thieves came pretty good at the end of the year, and Kremp was a part of the reason why. But they dropped him, basically, dropped him and JoeDeceives in favor of Envoy and HyDra, understandable, but now Kremp's going to go to the Cloud9 team, and Pred was like, I like the team, but Kremp, single-digit demon and all this. So it is funny, isn't it, because some players, certainly new players, it's great players with personalities, right? I mean, I'm never going to complain about a player with a personality, and Kremp certainly does like to, talk a little bit of trash, rile things up, rile the other people up, and Scrappy likes to do the same thing. Scrappy, I wouldn't say gets away with it, but because, it's no problem, it's not like getting away with it, but Scrap, because he has the accolades, and because he has the accomplishments, and because he has the skill, Scrap can kind of say what he wants and, talk trash to anyone, and it kind of holds up, right? Because we know that he's pretty damn good. Not yet a world champion, so Pred can still, dig in for that, but maybe he'll get his ring at some point. Kremp, though, doesn't quite have those accolades to back it up. Second, of course, at the World Cup, but, didn't win it. Drazah and Simp did. So, Kremp had a statement on it, going to be a close series, and obviously these guys make their points known. And also, we saw this as well when Kremp tried to make a certain play and Shotzzy wasn't so happy about it.
Left side.
I'll be dead. I'm one shot.
Jesus.
Gotcha.
One more lobby.
Weak, Paul. One shot to the lobby. Got bottom stairs. One shot bottom.
Get me, I'm in there. Got him.
That was him. Let's go. We're gonna spawn on the back.
Get me.
Foot. Nice up.
One shot.
On your outer left.
Hey, I'm a door.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, this guy.
This guys are
Nah,
weirdos.
this guy loves Zach. No, this guy loves Zach.
Yeah, he actually loves me so much.
This guy's acting like he's gonna kill me in the series.
Yeah,
It's
no, he
actually
actually
weird.
loves me.
Kremp loves
Good luck,
Zach.
man. For real. Kremp. Hit her.
Hey, good luck, brother. Like, this is gonna be a real close one. Holy fuck.
That guy's actually comedy, I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he is.
You know,
He's
he's
like a
probably
funny
good,
level of
though.
Braindead. He's like a funny level of Braindead.
Yeah, exactly. He's like so brain dead to his comedy now.
It's comedy.
Like it wasn't at first, but like now it's fucking.
Yeah, it's just
fucking funny.
he's on the more brain dead side. That's why he's comedy. Fucking moron.
Fucking nerd.
Back me.
Absolutely spawn.
What the fuck was that? He's trying to get at you.
Wait, he just died.
Bro, this guy thinks he's him, bro. Wait.
He just died. Fuck on you.
This guy thinks 1 HP.
Like
Hey,
I
what
saw it, bro.
Yeah, what if he did that next one shot on like the cross? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my god, this guy's a
Yo, I have a car.
Back right on the truck, bro. I'm good.
One to the court.
Two court.
One court.
Only one enemy standing. Find him. He's gonna push the court, bro. Nice on our side.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm daddy! I run these kids! They don't fucking win without me.
Let's go.
It's always a good bit of drama here at the Call of Duty world. Last night was no exception. There was also this talk, though, as well, onto whether this is the way, in part, that GA should now be handled. Now, I think, obviously, like, Zuma has done a great job being, like, the unofficial Gentleman's Agreement Commissioner of the League. But this is worth a bit of discussion. Like, I'm really happy with what Zuma's done for the scene here. Of course, he is affiliated with FaZe, so... if he's going to effectively manage the whole process, is there a problem there? I think it's better than what we currently do for sure, where pros just DM in a group chat and it's an absolute mess. I would love to see this happen where the players, and not every player, let's be real, but a representative from every team gets into a call with Zuma, maybe once a month or when the game launches once a week, I don't know, and they just talk about some GAs. Maybe JoeDeceives in there and he brings an agenda to the table and he says, hey, okay, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that, and the captains of the teams basically give their take on whether things should be banned or not. They have a discussion about it. It's great content for the fans to hear and to talk about, and then they can make a decision. Obviously, the fans and what the chat say might be somewhat influential, but that would be a good thing, right? I think the chat having some say, the pros are still going to make their decisions mainly, but if the community can have some perspective on, like, if they're going to ban snipers and, the community's in uproar about it, it's probably better that we have that kind of dialogue, because the pros also know that to some degree what the fans think is relevant here to what they ban and what they play with. So currently, this is the document that Esports Agent are running with in terms of what the GAs are. So these are the banned items basically, and the Model L, the XM4, the SMG and stuff like this anyway that's basically gone, and there's not too many that are left. As it stands, we do have under wildcards, Gunfighter is still allowed, but that may change in the very near future as well. So yeah, very much intrigued to your thoughts as ever on all of this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.